This is the city of Absalom, the city at the center of the world. Absalom is celebrating the Radiant Festival, a 3-month festival of epic proportions held once every 100 years. The celebration attracts all types: tourists, performers, merchants, inventors, as well as unsavory types, petty thieves, gangs, cults, and criminal enterprises. That's where we come in. We protect and serve. We are the agents of Edgewatch.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat, Agents of Edgewatch. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, we start Book 3 of the Agents of Edgewatch Adventure Path, All or Nothing. And for those of you brand new to the channel, welcome. I'll give you a very quick recap of what happened in Book 1 and Book 2. If you want to listen to all those episodes, feel free. But if you just want to jump in here and start from, well, the beginning of Book 3, you can as well. I'm going to catch you up. And for those of you who are big fans of our very first Pathfinder 2nd Edition podcast, The Fall of Plaguestone, guess what? We have a big surprise for you this week. We got a special guest. Big jam-packed episode. Check it out. For those of you brand new to Roll for Combat, welcome. We do quite a few actual plays here. You can check out our completely finished Dead Sons Adventure Path for Starfinder. You can also listen to, well, this adventure path, as well as the Extinction Curse 3-Ring Adventure Path, and they are also approximately halfway through Book 3. So you could either pick it up at the very beginning, or you can pick it up at, well, the beginning of Book 3 if you want, or just, be crazy and pick it up right away. But if you want to check that out, feel free. It's in the same place that you found this podcast. And of course, one of our most popular podcasts of all time is The Fall of Plaguestone, which is more or less the same people. Between the two podcasts, you'll sort of have a mixture of people. And that one is complete from beginning to end, and it's not that long. I think it's 34 episodes total. So you can listen to that one and find out all about Plaguestone and Pathfinder. Anyhow, when it comes to this one, what is going on? I will give you a super fast recap. Those of you who don't want to listen to all the other episodes, although you're really missing out, you'll find out. So, our adventurers here are brand new guards at the Edgewatch in the city of Absalom. Absalom is the city of the center of the world. Basically, it's one of the biggest cities in the world. It's been around for thousands of years, and every 100 years, they have what's called a Radiant Festival. It is a gigantic fair and festival, and people come from all over the world to check it out. Now, the problem is they did not have this fair 100 years ago because the god Aradin, who was pretty much the god of the humans, died, and everyone was in mourning. This is the first time the Radiant Festival has taken place in 200 years. So to protect the Radiant Festival, they made a brand new division called Edgewatch. And Edgewatch was designed to protect the Radiant Festival, which takes place throughout the entire summer. So it's a 3-month festival, and lots of new people were hired to, well, become Edgewatch agents and protect the festival and everything that's happening. So we have our PCs, who started off at level 1 at the first day of the Radiant Festival, and they took care of some small things. There was like a zoo that had animals that were poisoned, that were freaking out, and they subdued that. They also had this like pagoda that had these kobolds that were striking and taking hostages. They took care of that. They also found a murder hotel, which was really horrible. And they found that the proprietors of the hotel were secretly killing everyone in the hotel and then making them conveniently disappear. Anyhow, Book 1 was the PCs finding the hotel, infiltrating the hotel, finding the bad guys, rescuing a whole bunch of people, and then, well, getting to the bottom of it. It turns out that the people who were running the hotel were also worshippers of Norgabur, who was like god of like death and torture and just a horrible, horrible god. Anyhow, from there, after successfully rescuing all the people and closing down the hotel, they were tasked to find out if there was something going on with this cult and if it was something larger. And, well, they did find out there was something larger. It turned out that people were being kidnapped and being disappeared, and they were supposed to look into it. Sure enough, they did find out that there was a cult operating underground in the catacombs. They found this catacombs. They infiltrated it. It took a long time because the catacombs are gargantuan. They managed to sneak into the catacombs. They managed to clear out the monsters, clear out the cultists, rescue a ton of people, and capture the Skinner, who was responsible for not only kidnapping people off the street, skinning them alive, and turning them into undead monstrosities. It is grim. So that's where we left off with book 2. However, they did find out one key piece of information, and that was the Skinner was only one of 4 head bosses that are worshiping Norgabur. They're called the Twilight Four, and you're going to find out more about them this week. So Skinner is part of something much, much larger. They just opened up this gigantic can of worms where they're finding out that this is only the tip of the iceberg and something is afoot. Something very, very bad is going to happen during the festival if they don't get to the bottom of it. So that's where we're going to pick up this week. If you have any questions, feel free to go over to the Discord channel. Just go to discord.rollforcombat.com. I'm there. Everyone's there. We could all answer any questions you have. Of course, you can listen to the past episodes, or if you really want, you could just go to the Roll for Combat website, and there's a Talking Combat column. Jason McDonald from the show writes a recap of every single episode ever on the website, so you can just read them. So you can actually read the recap of what happened, which obviously is a little bit faster than listening to the show. So you have lots of options. Go to Discord, talk to me, and talk to the other fans. Go to the website, read all the recaps, Talking Combat by Jason. It's called the Bird's Eye View because he's playing a bird and it's his view of what's happening. Or you can just listen to the show. There you go. Anyhow, this is a really fun episode. We got a lot going on. We got a crossover. You'll see. It's great. Anyhow, let's get to this week's show notes. So don't forget, you only have up to December 7th to enter in your monsters to RPG Superstar. Hurry up. Get those monsters in. RPGSuperstar.com. Stranger Than Usual. If you want to get money and be published, you need to go now. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Monsters are fleeing, and it's really, really, really easy to do. All you need to do is go to the site, and you can see the monster creation tool. It pretty much builds all the monster parts for you. You just put in the type of monster you want, the level, and it will give you all the numbers. You can just use the suggested numbers. You don't have to change them if you don't want. Trust me, those numbers will work. And then you can just concentrate on the attacks and the cool special abilities and the lore. Even the attacks, both spell attacks and melee and range attacks, those are calculated for you too, and the damage. It gives you everything you need. So you can just spend time on figuring out what cool things it does and not have to worry about doing all the little maths. And to be honest, if you win, we will probably rebalance the monster for you anyhow, especially if we're going to change the level. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you'll submit a monster like level 5, but then we're like, you know what, it's a little bit better if it's like a level 7 monster because we need like some more level 7 monsters. So we might adjust it for you and then redo those numbers anyhow. So, you know, if you are in doubt and you're not sure of exactly how the numbers should be for your monster, just use the suggested values. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Just do it. So anyhow, check that out, RPG Superstar. Also, Battles of Bestiary for Pathfinder is out. The books are being printed. I'm going to try to ship the books as soon as they're ready. I will see what we can do about that. They are coming from China, though, so, well, it seemed like a good idea at the time. Anyhow, hopefully those don't get stuck in the port. And then finally, don't forget, check out the Discord channel. Go to discord.rollforcombat.com. You can chat about the books. You can chat about the RPG Superstar contest. You can play games. You can just hang out and have a good time. Check that out. And also the Patreon, where you too, for as little as $5, can hang out, watch the shows live, and get the shows early. Anyhow, with that, let's get to this week's exciting episode. Last we left off, you are members of Edgewatch, the newest division of Absalon's police force, where you are helping guard the Radiant Festival, the once every 100-year festival that celebrates everything in the world of Galarian. It goes on for 3 months. It's the middle of the summer. The festival's about 3 weeks old. And in 3 weeks, you went from level 1 to level 9. And you have shot up the ranks. Red Squad, just a mere couple weeks ago, you were wrangling animals in the zoo. And now you're on the pages of the Gazette every day. Everyone knows your name. Everyone's looking at you. Kids are asking for your autographs every so often as you're on the beat. You are becoming mini celebrities in this city. Everyone knows who the Edgewatch is. You have put Edgewatch on the map. And the main reason is because you took down 2 very nefarious bad doers. Not do-gooders, but bad doers. First, you took down Pratchett, who was, a serial killer in the murder hotel. And that was your first big claim to fame. But that was small potatoes compared to what you just did, is taking down Rent the Skinner Disasperon. She was a super mass murderer who was, you can't even count the number of bodies. She just was killing and kidnapping everyone to the point that she managed to fill up a small Olympic-sized swimming pool of blood. To do that, that's a lot of people dead. But you found her, you brought her in alive, and now you get to find out what happens next, because you found out that she is not alone. The Skinner is only one of 4. That's right, 4 horrible people known as the Twilight Four. And you have taken a week off. You got a nice week off to relax while they did some investigation on the Skinner. They cast the magic on her. Did a little bit of interrogation, if you will, because Absalom doesn't fool around when you have super mass murders that kills hundreds and hundreds of people. And they come back to you and give you the report. And they found out from the interrogation of Rent that the pseudonyms of the other Norgabites belong to the secret cabal known as the Twilight Four. And besides Rent, aka the Skinner, they were able to get out the names of the other 3. They're only known under their pseudonyms. They are the Infector, the Monger, and the Grey Queen. Beyond this, the Skinner had very little useful information. She never met with her fellow Kabbalists in person, and all communication with her has stopped as soon as she was caught. So you have found out that there are 3 other people who worship Norgabur and want to bring down something horrible, something terrible in the city of Absalom during the festival. What? You're not exactly sure.
Yeah, 3 is 3 too many.
John Statz is playing Cadet Dougie McDougal, a human ruffian rogue.
So it's the Grey Queen, the Monger, and who's the first one?
The Infector.
That sounds terrible.
Those are good names.
The Infector, the Monger, and the Grey Queen.
Seth Lipton is playing Gomez, a goblin elementalist sorcerer.
What kind of monger?
Monger.
Fishmonger.
Is it a fishmonger or just a
Fishmonger.
monger?
The Monger. You don't know?
Turn up Monger.
These are just code names. Maybe they're trying to infect the fish. Who knows?
It's got to be like Fleshmonger, though. It has to be like Bloodmonger.
Yeah, I wonder if they actually knew what type of monger.
No. All they know, they were just going by code names.
Those are good code names.
So you find this out, and during your week, you go on the beat. You did get a little bit of a lead, but you got a little time off. You got some new gold after successfully taking down the Skinner. You got a couple hundred extra gold pieces in your pocket, but you guys are all saving up for the big boy, saving up for the big ticket items, keeping them golds right where they should be, and that's in your pocket.
Yep, dragging around 700 gold in my pockets. Let's see, that's a lot of weight too. So,
well, good thing you got a bag of holding. Just throw it in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, after a week or so, you get called in front of your favorite person. And who is that? Who is your favorite person in the precinct? Who would that be?
Ooh, it's Sharky.
Sharky.
No, it's not Sharky.
Yes, it is.
Sharky is actually our favorite person in the precinct. I think you mean our commanding officer. I think you mean.
It's your favorite commanding officer, Lieutenant Lavarius. He calls you in. Red Squad. He has a weird look on his face. Like a look you've never seen before. You can't tell if he's angry or relieved. And he's like, come up to my desk. I got some stuff to talk to you about after all the information we got out of the Skinner.
All right, goodbye, Sharky. We have to talk to our new favorite person in the precinct.
Yes, sir.
Sharky throws Dougie one of the many goodie bags that Dougie always brings with him.
I'll bring it. It's Sharky Surprise.
Lavarius looks at you all and says, oh. He's just shaking his head. He's looking at this paperwork in front of him. He says, by the gods, I don't know whether to congratulate you or to run you out of here. But you've been ordered to Starwatch Keep, the citadel outside the eastern city gates and command center of Absalon's Interjural District Task Force, the Starwatch. There you're to talk to Captain Vasilia of Gur. She's the leader of the Starwatch and the formal confidant to Lord Gear, the missing Primarch, before his disappearance. So, I guess your time here in Edgewatch is coming to a bit of an end, as it looks like you got a promotion.
Wow. Is this
All right.
Starfinder crossover? Is that what that is?
Seemed like only yesterday we were coming in here as raw recruits. In fact, I think it was yesterday we were in here as raw recruits.
What is the tally? I almost asked you, but you did a good summation of where we are. Is it within a month? Because I know we did have.
I know.
We had a week.
It's like 3 weeks.
It's 3 weeks.
Is that even? Well, we've had multiple weeks of downtime too.
You had 2 weeks of downtime. Okay, so 4 weeks. If I really sat there and if I take out the downtime, it's about 4 weeks. So seriously, there's 2 months left of the festival. So in 1 month, you went from level 1 to level 9, and you got promoted to Starwatch. Now, someone knows all about Starwatch because someone is from Absalon. Who would that be, Basil Blackfeather?
That would be me!
Jason McDonald is playing Basil Blackfeather, a Tengu empiricist investigator.
Do you want to share anything with your fellow recruits about Starwatch?
Starwatch is kind of the overall police for all of Absalom. Officially, the Flotsam Graveyard, the Puddles, the Precipice Quarter, and outlying settlements. The interjurisdictional Starwatch enforces citywide laws passed by the Grand Council, conducts internal investigations into other guard precincts, and assists against sieges that threaten Absalom. Their purview at once encapsulates all of Absalom as well as only small parts of it. When a crime threatens a single civil district, it's left to that district's own guards to resolve, but as soon as the danger spills onto the streets that divide one quarter from another, the Starwatch intervenes. The Starwatch is the only true law enforcement in the Flotsam Graveyard, the Puddles, aside from the rare honest muckraker, the Precipice Quarter, beyond the Edgewatch, and the small settlements encircling Absalom like Dawnfoot and Shoreline, who otherwise lack formal watch divisions. The many demands on Starwatch resources mean that the faction struggles to produce enough forces to attend to them all, especially after the loss of many of its officers during the Black Echelon uprising of 4717. And don't we all remember that? The Starwatch therefore focuses its attention only on the direst threats. The organization's leader, Alicia of Gear, happily extended some level of interjurisdictional authority to the newly formed Edgewatch in response to the enormous tasks involved with policing the citywide Radiant Festival. All members of the Star Watch are required to live in the isolated Star Watch Keep outside the city walls. To access the city proper, they must commute through the postern gate. Thus, Star Watch officers strive to maintain good relations with the Post Guard in order to avoid bureaucratic hang-ups or travel delays. The Star Watch recruits new members from each of the city's different district guards, and on rare occasions, adventurers or mercenaries deemed worthy are granted honorary status within the organization. The Star Watch's emblem is a 5-pointed star surrounded by blue fire. When on patrol or posted as a guard to discourage trouble, members typically wear light armor with a white tabard and blue cape bearing their symbol. However, their missions often require them to move unnoticed, in which case they don costumes to go undercover and carry a simple iron badge with them as their only sign of authority. Most Absalomians have few dealings with the Star Watch and thus regarded as enigmatic. Grand Council members have the authority to direct Star Watch forces to investigate politically sensitive criminal cases. In the past, unscrupulous counselors have manipulated the Star Watch into furthering their own political aims, which has generated some long-held animosity between the two organizations.
Nice.
Chris Beamer is playing Lo Mang, an orc tiefling monk of the Crane style.
We're joining the feds.
On the map, you can see that. You see, there's all Absalom, and that's where you've been. You've been going from the Precipice Quarter to the docks. To the
Yeah, I'm
puddles,
actually
the coins.
looking at this for the first time.
And you have to go outside the city over to the Bay Area, and Star Watch Keep is literally like one of the defenders of the city of Absalom. It's actually a couple of miles outside of town. It's not close. It's actually
Nice.
a bit of a schlep.
It's like internal affairs combined with Customs and Border Patrol combined with a couple other things. I don't know.
Yeah, the internal affairs is interesting because that means often that you don't make a lot of friends in that aspect of law enforcement.
I wonder if it's like Scotland Yard.
Well, you're going to find out. So you get your paperwork and you're told to report. And you're thinking, oh man, that is a walk. You have to go to the East Gate, which is already like 2 miles to the north. Then you got to go through the East Gate, and then you have to walk a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's like 7 miles away.
That's like hour and a half.
Do they provide a horse for us?
Yeah, your feet's. Your feet's. You can call them a horse if you want. There you go.
Actually, I have hooves, so yeah.
Oh,
That works.
you're the horse. You
Yeah.
should carry the other ones. There you
Just
go.
hook a cart up to me, and I'll rickshaw you over there.
We go very fast too. It'll be really good, actually.
That's
That's
right. You are a
true.
monk.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what you can do? Throw the others into the bag of holding, and then Lo Mang, just run. Just run the
Just run
whole
like
bag.
crazy. Yep.
We'll hold our breath.
Hey, well, you get 10 minutes in there. All right, dude.
It might be worth
Yeah.
buying horses, but I guess I
No,
don't know.
this is like an hour and a half walk. This
Yeah,
is
you
nothing.
just
Stroll.
Yeah, it's like walking the length of Manhattan.
Or you could get a boat and go from the docks just straight south, due south.
Oh my gosh.
Row, Dougie, row.
No.
Crack the whip.
There's no reason to be on the water. Dougie's walking.
Okay. You walk, and you're just humming a tune as you realize you're moving on up to the Star Watch.
So wait, where was our base of operations on this map before? It was in
The Precipice.
Precipice Quarter. Okay, so it's all right.
So you're Star Watch all the way down there. You walk over to Star Watch Keep, and Star Watch Keep is enormous. I mean, it's almost a mile long in itself. Beyond Star Watch Keep, an imposing cliff-top castle overlooking the Bay of Kortos. From just beyond the city's eastern wall, rays of the sun cast amber light over the city of Absalom below. Even in the stone-lined waiting room, the sounds of gulls and shouting sailors dripped up from the docks. So you enter into the keep, I presume.
Yes.
You enter into the keep.
Red Squadron reporting for duty.
An eager blonde gnome in a gray suit approaches you from the keep.
You're the Edgewatch officers who took down the Skinner? I'm Officer Cadet Tova Frostrun. Can I shake your hands?
And he, very vigorously shakes each of your hands.
What you've done for the city can never be repaid, and we all owe you a debt of gratitude. You're the talk of the keep.
All in a day's work. Just doing our jobs.
Dougie McDougal reporting for service.
After a few moments of enthusiastic shaking and pats on the back, he continues.
Captain Alicia is waiting for you. Follow me.
Is it Licia or Alicia?
Alicia. A-L-I-S-I-A. Alicia.
Alicia.
Of Greer. Of Gear.
Of Greer.
Gear.
Yeah, Greer. We'll call it Greer.
Gear, Gur, it's G-Y-R. Too. I don't know how you would choose to...
Say Greer. Tova, the gnome officer cadet, leads you past a few officers trading with crossbows in the yard, up inside the keep's main fortifications to a large office on the keep's second floor. The spotless chamber is appointed with teak furniture that looks scarcely used. Several narrow windows look down onto the city below. A stern-looking human woman with a shock of white hair and an impressive tricorn hat sits behind a broad, imposing desk. She stands and introduces herself as Captain Alicia of Gear, leader of Starwatch and commander of the warship Hurricane Wings, and gestures for the agents to sit down, gesturing to the room's comfortable chairs.
Ooh, the comfy chairs.
I like that they have regular crossbow training. That's really nice.
Sergeant Ola didn't let us sit in comfortable chairs.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
I sit in the comfy chair. That's a very fancy hat.
It's not quite a tricorn hat, but it is fancy. Look at that! Look at that thing. That griffin. That's cool.
The Jaeger monsters would be very impressed by that hat.
She is an imposing figure, and as you sit in the very, very comfy chairs, she looks each agent up and down with her piercing gaze, and then smiles in approval. Agents, I will keep this brief. Your investigation takes priority over any formal affairs, so I thank you for taking the time to meet me here. You've shown that you can get results, and that is vital to this hectic time. I must admit, this matter with the so-called Twilight Four you've unearthed frightens me. Religious fanatics hardly recognize jurisdictional lines, and if their plot ever does truly endanger the entirety of Absalom, it's of the utmost importance that you be allowed to follow your investigation with minimal bureaucratic impediments. To that end, I have granted permission to offer you honorary positions as special Starwatch agents. This will be on top of your promotions within the Edgewatch. I'm sure that Dunderhead Lavarius, quote, forgot, unquote, to inform you of your promotion to the ranks of officer cadet. Damn his pride, she scowls.
Damn. Well, to be fair, we've had a lot of promotions. It's very easy to get
Have we?
lost.
Wait,
Well,
what's our rank? What's our rank? Is officer cadet?
You went from cadet to officer cadet. This is your first
actual promotion.
Yes.
Oh, really?
First formal promotion, yeah.
Your first formal promotion. So
Now what I want to know is,
Wow.
are all cadets are actual officers all 15th level, or are we just way above level of everybody else that's of our nominal rank?
You're the Wesley Crushers of the Edgewatch. That's what you are. All of you.
Nice.
From now on, she continues, you will report to me first and foremost, and you will be given access to any Starwatch resources you need for your investigation. Your stipend will increase to accommodate higher security living quarters in the city for you and yours, and your first order of business will be to hunt down the remaining members of the Twilight Four and bring them to justice. She looks out the window at the city, turning her back to you. Of course, this is all contingent on your acceptance. Granted, I'm not used to taking no for an answer, and honestly, I've already filled out the paperwork. She turns around and reaches into the drawer and retrieves 4 badges, each with a silver emblem shaped like a flaming star, and places them before you. What do you say?
Yes, ma'am, and I take one.
Thank
Yes.
you, ma'am.
It's an honor to
Yes.
serve with the Star Watch.
Basil?
Oh, I accept. I take my badge as well.
I would like a tabard and a cloak also.
I want a hat like that.
Yeah, definitely. I want a fancy
I want a
hat.
hat
I want a
like
fancy hat.
that. Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah,
have
yeah.
the same wing, but I like a fuzzy. The fuzzy hat is nice. I don't need because Cadet Dougie McDougal has still a cadet's hat on. I like that fuzzy one.
Well, that's a captain commander of a warship hat.
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
bad.
What's a cadet officer hat look like? There's got to be.
You
some-
see the hat you're wearing?
Oh, there it is. Okay,
It's a beanie with a propeller
it
on
was
top.
on top of my head the whole time. That's why I didn't
now
know
you
what
have.
it looked like.
You know what you have? Instead of having one propeller on your beanie, you have 2 propellers.
That's right.
It's a double propeller the beanie. It's like Star Watch. It's like Star Trek. Instead of having like 1 pip, you now have 1.5 pips.
That's right.
There you go. So with that, she smiles and looks up and down. She says, "You can keep your Edgewatch badges, the Lawbringer badges. I've heard they come quite in handy, especially since we want to take the remaining Twilight 4 alive, if possible. Remember, you are to use non-violent means whenever you can.
Non-lethal.
Not barbarians, no.
Oh, non-violent. Oh.
Yes. Do you have any questions about the Star Watch before you start your mission?"
Yeah, actually, if we're carrying the other badges, do the Star Watch badges do they have activations?
No.
Do they have special powers, or is it just a symbol?
No, that's a new technology that's been tried out with the Edgewatch initially. However, the badge itself, and she looks down at her badge and just sort of like shines it a little with her knuckles. It has its own magic powers. As if you show this badge, it opens up many, many doors.
So our authority is multi-jurisdictional, right, across the whole city, and it supersedes the locals, right?
She goes on to explain, says, "As you're new to Star Watch, I expect my officers to do what needs to be done to catch criminals, as long as what you're doing doesn't endanger the public. As Star Watch agents, you no longer need to acquire permission from other Watch factions to pursue your investigation into their districts.
I like
Your
that.
badges represent your increased authority, and presenting them in the right situations might open all sorts of doors for you."
Excellent. And are we also expected to, for the most part, I'm guessing, work undercover, like not wear uniforms? Like,
If you wish, you may continue to wear your uniforms, or if you wish to put on the Skywatch blue, you may wear those as well. But I expect, yes, you might have to do a fair amount of undercover work to apprehend the remaining Twilight 4.
excellent. Is there anyone else have any questions? The only thing else I would want to know is what the current lead is on any one of these 3 that are left.
She sees you like just sort of thinking and nodding along. She says, "Your responsibility as Star Watch agents, as I said, your first priority is the Twilight 4 case, and I expect that nothing will distract you from performing your duties. As I said before, you will report regularly to me, and I will make myself available to answer any questions you might have as you progress. Use me as a resource to help you help Absalom."
So she doesn't there's no active leads right now.
Well, we got the information about the gang at the docks being the other gang that worked with the Skinner.
Right. That was
Settled
my
that.
understanding. My understanding, we had a location at the docks to go raid. That was my understanding.
Correct. Mostly. The investigation in the catacombs revealed that the Twilight 4 are somehow in cahoots with a small street gang based out of the docks called the Washboard Dogs. As soon as you're ready to continue with your investigation, I urge you to travel to the docks and use your investigative skills to find the washboard dogs and question them. If you need help in figuring out your first steps, I suggest you go to the Harbor Guild's headquarters, the Crestwatch, and speak with their resident gang expert, Leah Hellweather. She should be able to give you the latest on the local gang situation there.
Well, that's a solid lead. Yeah, that's
Do you want to go do that? Like right now?
yeah, that's no time like the present.
I wouldn't mind doing a little crossbow training.
I think if we find the street gang, you'll get crossbow training.
Yeah,
Live
that's
fire,
true.
live targets.
Yeah. When non-violent means break down. By the way, start off by shooting them.
Well, don't forget all your weapons. Whenever the badge is active, it automatically turns everything non-lethal. You only sort of broke the rule because, if you remember, the Grey Cloaks were a little fanatical. That's the funny part. The Grey Cloaks are supposed to be the most anti-religious and fanatical group, but if anything, they were the most fanatical of the groups because they're anti-religious, they're more fanatical. They end up being the opposite. So,
well, yeah, and plus they had a lot of their own people were killed, and so they took it personally.
They did not like any of that. They were pretty upset about that whole thing. So anyhow, you realize that this is it. The only person above her is the Primarch. And that's the person who runs Absalom.
Wow.
So you've made it to the big leagues, buddies. You've been called up. You were called up to the show.
Yeah, the show, that's right. Hopefully for a good team. So what about where do we stay? Are we supposed to stay here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All Skywatch agents stay within the keep, and we'll give you much better quarters than you had before.
Hopefully better food also.
Really? I heard Sharky was quite creative in his meals.
No.
Sharky was awesome.
Awful.
Yeah, I brought some Sharky surprise if she's
delicious.
Is she hungry at all?
She raises an eyebrow. I'd be interested in trying that. She looks at Lomax. She's like, "You'd be surprised what one must eat on a warship."
That is true, but just make sure you have a clear path to your latrine.
Latrine!
Because, food safety is an issue with that abomination.
What's this food safety you speak of?
Yeah, that's a very 20th century
that's unclean,
concept.
unclean food. All right, so wait, where's my room? Oh, I see my room. It's that one in the corner.
All I know is if it doesn't kill the maggots, it won't kill me.
That's true. I see my. Okay, so really, we are going to have to find some kind of transportation to and from the city if we're going to be regularly doing this.
Nah, you just hoof it. It's all right. It's more abstracted. It's just funny when it's abstracted till you look at the map and you realize that things are 8 miles away, and you're like, well, realistically, this would take all day to go back and forth, but whatever. I guess they didn't think that through when they were actually setting this up, or maybe
we can get horses. I mean, it's a very common thing, isn't it?
Yeah, or you can still go back to your you can actually hot bunk in any precinct you want because you're like the FBI. You can just sort of show up. You actually are the FBI if you think about it. You basically show up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was thinking for the FBI. Yeah.
Well, do they have a place to keep horses? Is there a livery nearby? I mean.
Yeah, we'll say that there's a way for you to quickly go back and forth between precincts. So if you all want to get some horses and head on over to the Crestwatch.
Let's do it.
Oh, I don't want to get horses. I don't want to deal with where I keep my horse.
No, you would bring it back and forth. It's like an Uber.
Yeah,
you just take it back and forth. It's abstracted.
Okay. Ooh, what about a carriage? Oh, nice fancy carriage.
A paddy wagon.
Oh, there's no carriages here in Starwatch.
You can ride around in a paddy wagon with bars
under our butts, so it's nice and.
The palanquin carried by people.
Yeah, there we go.
Carried by some footmen.
All right. With that, you are off to the docks district, and going to the Harbor Guard. You have seen many of the various police forces. The Harbor Guard is a new one, and I think Mr. Basil knows a bit about the Harbor Guard. Once again, being a investigator and living in Absalom his whole life.
Boy, do I, though slightly less than I know about the Star Watch. All right. The Harbor Guard, obviously, is the law enforcement group that patrols the docks, and their headquarters is Crestwatch. Captain Elmoira Taggart, nicknamed Tackle Queen. The Harbor Guard patrols the water as well as the streets along the docks district. Their most common investigations involve catching smugglers, fences, kidnappers, and thieves. Patrols spend most of their time at the waterfront and usually leave activity deeper in the city to other guard watches unless following up on a lead or chasing a perpetrator. The Harbor Guard has a bureaucratic power structure based on Navy ranks, partly at the insistence of Absalom's Navy, with whom they often cooperate. Captain Taggart insists that the Guard prioritizes smuggling cases and discourages interfering with brawls unless there's serious risk of an outright riot. The presence of sailors blowing off steam, she believes, is a fixture of her district. Common sailors tend to like that the Harbor Guard doesn't hassle them, but those who do need help often end up frustrated. The Harbor Guard is commonly believed to be corrupt, and the truth isn't far off. Smugglers often pay them to look the other way, while the Guard frequently shakes down wealthy merchants under ill-founded or outright manufactured suspicions of smuggling. Straddling a line between sailors and City Watch, members of the Harbor Guard have few allies except for the similarly unscrupulous Token Guard. You know, Lomang's favorite police officers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I hate them. Might have to have a talk with them.
Well, the good news is you're not with the worst division of the police force. You're now with the second worst division of the police force. So
Yep.
it's only up from here. So with that, you head on over to the Crestwatch. It is a pine wood boathouse that has been raised and converted to serve as the Harbor Guard's headquarters for several hundred years. It's situated on the waterfront between a maze of marinas overlooking the water from barnacle-crusted pylons. As the district has grown, the building has been augmented with new upper stories for offices and expanded laterally with temporary holding cells and entire warehouses of confiscated evidence. The base of the boathouse has remained largely unchanged, a wide-open storeroom with knotty floorboards and creaking staircases that ascend to the upper halls. You see a huge number of people here. Guards, complainants, permit seekers, and maritime lawyers mill about the massive precinct at all hours of the day. This is a very, very busy precinct. You walk up, and you can see the receptionist at the entranceway. What do you do?
I'll go up. I introduce myself. I say I state our rank, I state our position, and state who we're here to see, and wait for a response.
Leah Hellsworth.
Leah Hellweather.
Leah Hellweather. The receptionist looks, sees your Star Watch badges, and says, "Oh, let me bring you in to see her." And she leads you in to see Leah. You're ushered into a small meeting room and asked to wait a moment while the lead gang investigator is summoned. After a few moments, you see a tall woman with graceful movements and an immaculate posture. A female elf, petty officer, obviously Leela, walks in, and she seems kind of an odd fit for the scrappy Harbor Guard. But the towering senior officer speaks like a sea-hardened sailor and clearly knows her stuff. Says, "Typical land-loving Star Watch coming around to muck up my investigation? Typical. What do you need?"
What do you know about the Washboard Dogs gang?
Yeah, have you I'm sorry. Let's take care of some preliminaries. Have you been briefed on the Skinsaw cult and what has occurred recently?
I have no time for cults. I deal with gangs, and more gangs.
So many gangs around the docks. It's a full-time investigation. I have no time for cults.
And that's exactly why we're here. There's what is masquerading as one of your gangs is in fact in league with cultists. We're here to remove them.
Well, I doubt they're actually cultists. All the gangs here participate in multiple illegal activities. I'm sure this is just one of many that they are pursuing.
Probably.
What in your hierarchy of importance? Where does sentient trafficking for the purpose of ritual torture and human sacrifice fall?
Sounds like a Tuesday to me.
All right. Well, then hopefully it will just be a Tuesday and we'll be out by Wednesday. If you help
Yeah.
us out, faster you help us out finding this gang cultist, however you want to euphemize them. How do what's the euphemistically? Whatever euphemism you want to use. We're after these people that were capturing citizens off the street and transferring them to a cult for ritual torture and murder. And you may have read about it in the newspapers recently.
Well, us low district guards that have to hit the beaten path and do the grunt work. We don't get our names in papers. We don't get fancy badges like you. No, I didn't have time to do that. I was hitting the streets, working.
Well, the faster that you can point us in the right direction and that we can do our work, the faster you can go back to doing yours.
Yeah, let me think. And she starts like scratching her throat. She says, boy, I haven't had a really good drink in many, many moons. I really could use some real nice rum, like top shelf rum, top shelf.
I know exactly the place.
Yeah.
I had a drink at a place. It literally blew me out of my own head. It was ghost woody, old ghost woody. Now, if I could only remember what the name of that place was. Where was that? Then I go off and I'm trying to think and I'm trying to remember.
She's like, oh, I don't know, but if someone could get me a drink or pay for a couple of drinks, I think it can loosen my memory a little because I got to get back to the beat, But if someone was kind enough to, help me out here, I'm sure I could take a little time off and inform you.
Oh my God! For the sake of intra-jurisdictional collaboration, yeah, come out. Let's go get a drink.
Okay, if you're buying, I'm drinking.
I'm buying. Let's drink.
All right. She seems pretty excited to hear about that. She's like, all right, let's go to this. What you call it? The spirits?
Yeah. That's it. That's it. The place is spirits.
Yeah, I've heard something about this old woody or soul woody or mold woody. Was it something like that?
Yeah, something like that. They'll remember me when we go back there.
I'm sure they will. As long as you're buying, I'll be drinking. Let's go. Suddenly her attitude completely changes. She seems a lot more excited to be around you fellers.
Nice.
So how do you want to handle this? Because I do actually want to take her out drinking to that place and use that to leverage a diplomacy roll and increase her attitude toward us.
So you all head on over to the spirits with Lila. And sure enough, Gomez remembers this place as he was there opening night. Although it is much busier now that the festival has started and it is packed with people enjoying the many, many delicious food and drinks at the Spirits. And don't forget the desserts. You come in, and sure enough, there you see Prue busy concocting another soul woody, and Leela looks very excited to see so much going on and all the activity and seeing all the food and drink. She's like, I've heard of this place. I heard there's a concoction called Gold Woody. I was very much looking forward to having a flagon or 5 of that one.
Excellent. So wait, do we have a table?
Wait a minute, is that Officer Gomez?
Lauren Sieg is playing Prue Frosthammer, the half-orc spirit barbarian.
It is.
You didn't pay your tab, Officer Gomez. I thought you were supposed to be an officer of the law.
Oh, I apologize. It slipped my mind. It must have been the robust nature of that soul woody that you served me. But here I am. I'm here to settle my tab and also add to it. May I introduce? And I introduce the other agents at Edgewatch and our guest of honor. We would like something special for her. Can we get a menu? Can we get a table?
Yeah, okay, we can do that. Pari, will you please seat our guests and make sure they get a menu too?
Sure enough, she brings you over to one of the free tables. She quickly wipes it down, and you can see there's a lot of drink and food on there, but she quickly cleans it up and sits you all down. Leela looks at the menu and is like, what's the most expensive thing you have on the menu? Actually, you know what? What's the most expensive thing you have off the menu?
Well, I'd say the most expensive thing we have here is Gold Woody. You know, because it uses actual gold as part of its creation. I learned this from my buddy Bricks. Off the menu? Well, I don't know if I'm willing to part with that.
All right, well, let's start with some appetizers and some drinks, and then we'll ponder the menu, and you can ponder what you might be able to offer us after that. Let's get a gold woody, as you say, for our esteemed guest. I myself will have a classic wheat, just to start. And can we also get a 4 horseman sampler? And what do you advise else? We need something, just something to fill our stomachs, because we plan to drink a little bit. Maybe a banshee bread. How's the other side onions?
Dougie wants to have other side onions for himself. It's part of the Horseman sampler, but he wants his own other side onions. It's fried.
That's the worst choice.
It's fried, so it's food.
It's onions, so it's not food.
Well, look, we serve a large goblin population. If there's anything here you want fried, we can do that.
Oh, can you fry up the pickled punks?
Yeah, we can do that. We can fry the.
Then I definitely want that. Also, the four horseman sampler, and I guess we'll skip the other side onions unless Dougie really feels strong.
Oh no, we're going with all
right, other side onions, and we better get the bread too. So let's get all the starters going, and let's get more drinks. What do you guys want? So I'm just gonna have a wheat beater start. We're definitely gonna have the gold
woody.
Let me
recommend the corpse lager. We brew it in house in the back.
Oh, I would like that.
Prue, is it you said? I'm kind of in the mood for something sweet. So could I get a order of the Terror Masu and a Haunt Toddy, please?
You're dessert kidding. First. You're bold.
You're going with desserts first?
Yeah, that's bold.
What about sweet drinks? Are there any girly drinks? Because I don't like any hard drinks.
Elven wine.
We have a selection of elven wines. We carry Seringers, Misty Isle, Captain R, and Artique.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to go with a Misty Isle. Yeah, that sounds good.
You should really try the Soul Woody. It's kind of what we're known for.
I say actually, like the Gold Woody. I understand you want that, but I do also advise the Soul Woody. I'm saying to I'm saying to Leela.
Yeah,
I advise the Soul Woody. I had it. It will blow you away.
It's a life-changing experience.
Leela looks at Prue and says, all right, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go into the back. I want you to take the Gold Woody, and I wanted you to put it through like a cheesecloth. I want you to pour like 10 flagons of Gold Woody. So you get all the gold in there. So you get 10 gold worth. Then put that gold back into the flagon. Then pour in another Gold Woody. So it should be 11 flagons worth of Gold Woody in one flagon. So, 11 Gold Woody for me. And then I want a double soul. Can you do that for me?
No, we will get shut down because that will kill you. You can't just drink an ingot of gold.
Gold can't hurt you. I'm an elf. Don't worry about it. You landlubbers, you don't know what you're talking about. You wouldn't believe the things I drink. I drink seawater, for God's sakes. I could drink a pound of gold. I'll be
We
fine.
carry Seringers. That's like the most expensive elven wine. I can put gold in that for you if you want to be fancy about it.
Oh, okay. How about bring one of those and the gold, Woody, and then we'll sew up that gold.
All right.
I'm hungry now.
So I hate to bring this up and be a buzzkill, but we are on duty. Yes.
Well, it's harbor rules, right? Like we have to abide. When in Rome, do as Romans do. We have to abide by the rules
You're
of the jurisdiction.
Star Watch can do whatever they want.
Can
You're
they?
above-
All right.
You're
Well,
above the jurisdiction. You can do what you want. I'm just a lowly little landlubbing officer, hard-working, enjoying a little time off with my buddies from the Star Watch. You make the rules, and if you say we can drink them, we can drink.
I would like a sparkling water with a lime twist.
And while that's all going on, I take out 2 platinum pieces and I give it to our host, and I say that should cover the previous bill, and also the rest is a tip, and help and make
platinum
it
pieces.
2 platinum pieces, and I said like
How much is that worth?
Our friend here,
20 gold.
our friend here. Make sure our friend here has a very good time. Just don't kill him. All right.
She also looks and she says, what do you recommend of these entrees? What do you guys? You got shamble gut sausage, lichen fingers, dogger dogs, mummy wraps, and
I was looking at the
phantoms.
Phantasm. in the
Phantasms.
yeah,
blanket.
that's what I'm looking at.
Phantasms in a blanket. What do you recommend?
Pretty much everything in this place is good. Filet of
Really?
sole is really good. Yeah.
Gomez is a good idea. Bring everything. Just bring it all.
Everything,
Bring it all.
huh?
Yeah.
Can I ask you to not to get the pulled poltergeist, because I'd rather not sit and watch you guys eat bird in front of me.
Oh, come
Yeah, but
on.
Phantasms in a blanket have pheasant and black cheese sausages wrapped
That's
in
true. It's
But
not
it's like, oh, that
sent-
sounds so good.
It's not sentient bird. She's
Yeah.
just like poking you, and she looks at you, and she's like, "You barely got any feathers on you. Looks like you've been through the hand wringer. Looks like you've been plucked."
She got you there. All right, let me let you in on a little secret. All right, the shambler gut sausage is a little bit special. It's a little bit close to my heart. You see, I took a traditional orcish black sausage recipe and I kind of dumbed it down so that the humans and stuff can eat it. It's really good though.
Oh, then I want the non-human version. I want the hot stuff. I want the stuff that is off the menu. However
You want
originally
orcish black
prepare it.
sausage? You're an elf. You can't
I'll take
handle
some
that.
of that. That's I can handle that. Being an orc, I can handle that.
Basil is
Yeah,
gonna
this
watch
guy
me eat
knows.
bird. Then Lomag's gonna watch me eat orc. In fact, if you got any human or goblin meat back there, bring it on out.
I don't know what kind of place you think this is. It's not made out of orc. It's an orcish culture delicacy.
Oh, I see. I thought that actually was orc. Well, I'll eat it anyhow. I mean, when in Rome, right? Oh, this place is
You'll
great.
try. I don't know if you got that teeth for it.
Oh,
What
I got
what and Gomez, whatever our esteemed colleague wants. 2 more platinum pieces, I give him. Go. Make it happen.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's like a platinum is what? A platinum is
10 gold.
10 gold. So that's 40 gold. So I spent 40 gold.
That's good. We're gonna reinvest that, just so you know.
Wow, that's a lot of money. There.
The business plan is to get a bag of holding that we can use specifically for carrying around like gallons of beer, so that we can have like a traveling
it.
beer stall.
the traveling
Great
beer
idea.
hall.
Yeah.
So
Oh, we'll call it the Wayward Spirits.
It's like the way I figure it, that's the cost of one of my mid-level scrolls. And to win this encounter and spending 1 scroll seems cheap.
Nice.
so Leela is like very excited. She's looking around. She's like, "This place is great." And she's like, I'm very excited to see this soul Woody. Does anyone know anything about this old Woody? It's sort of been the talk of the festival. I've been hearing all about it.
It's indescribable. You have to try to soul. You try to soul Woody, and then you'll understand. Words will not do it justice.
It might be a controlled substance. I'm not sure. That was what the.
It is definitely an uncontrolled substance. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Well, Dougie doesn't want to have that. That sounds too strong. He's going to stick with the elven wine.
It's like I lean over to Dougie. I'm like, good move.
He's scared.
All right, so she doesn't even want to talk about any work yet. She just wants to enjoy the meals, enjoy the drinks, although you probably might want to talk to her before she blacks out. I guess we'll find out after a round of Old Woody. Oh. So does Prue come back with the food and drinks?
Prue has Perry helping her with them because this is a lot of food and a lot of drinks. And
yeah, but keep in mind, this is you guys have a lot more wait staff now because the festival's been so successful that she's just your best helper, but you have multiple other helpers.
Yeah,
and I suggest don't bring it all at once. Just feed it a continuous
just like
line.
a drip, like a trickle.
Exactly.
Was Soul Woody ordered?
Soul Woody was ordered. Soul Woody was ordered, and Gold Woody was ordered.
Yeah, she wanted a Soul Woody and a Gold Woody.
Okay.
She wanted to mix it.
I'll mix it. She wants to mix it. All right, so here's what here's what I'm gonna do. I didn't bring
golden
you a
Soul
Woody and
Woody.
a Gold Woody. I didn't bring you that. I brought you a Gold Woody. I put a second Gold Woody's worth of gold in it, so you will get more flakes than I want you to get. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'll put the special touch on it right here, right in front of you. Is that all right? Will that work?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Alright.
for this one, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I expect to drink at least another 5 of these.
Do you want another 5 of these? All right, tell you what. Let's put a little extra in this. How's that sound?
That sounds good to me. Can't wait.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what's gonna happen, so we'll see. All right, Okay, so Prue's gonna grab a chair from another table. If somebody's in it, hey, I need you to get up real quick. I'm gonna grab a chair from another table. I'm gonna sit with you guys. All right. So normally I just do this by myself. I take one of the wayward souls around here. I shove it into the drink. So that's part of what you're drinking. But you know what? If you want to be special about it, sure. Let's everybody hold hands here. Close your eyes, and we'll do a séance as part of it. We'll grab a bigger, more powerful spirit and bind that to the drink.
Bind to the drink? What is this thing?
All right,
I thought I was
close your
drinking
eyes.
alcohol.
Close your eyes. Everybody hold hands.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
Dougie doesn't want to do this. This doesn't
All
sound
right,
like
all right. Let's.
This is.
No,
This
Gomez
is not
is in.
by the
Gomez is
book.
in. It was like,
This is
you
not by
wanted
the
it,
book.
you got it. You
This
was like,
was
you
not
wanted it,
in
you
the
got it.
cadet manual.
Basil's kind of hoping Leah gets some comeuppance out of all this, so he's in on this.
All right, so
It's
part
witchcraft,
Of the,
technically.
all right, so Prue's gonna go through the incantations to bind a spirit to the drink, but it's more powerful because we have the seance going on. And she gets a mean one. She gets a nasty spirit who tries to possess her. You know, her eyes open up and they're bright, and she gets even angry. She's like, and then she takes her head cocks a little bit. Whoa, I don't know who you think is running this place. And she kind of rips the spirit back out of her and slams it into the drink. All right, here you go. Enjoy.
Moe kun.
So what? So you just put a soul in the drink? Am I drinking a soul?
Bottoms up.
Is it a good soul or a bad soul?
This one's a little bit meaner than most.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. She just slams it down, and she expects everyone to do the same. Does everyone take their glasses and raise them up?
Yeah, I'll drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm drinking my little wheat beer though.
Yeah, I know. He's just gonna be sipping from the wine. He's
I
gonna.
have sparkling water. I'm on duty, so.
We're a bunch of teetotalers here.
She clinks it with you, and you see a little scream come out of the Soul Woody, oh, and she just laughs and just drinks the whole thing back. It's delicious.
Wow.
Uh-oh, does she have to make a saving throw? I'm guessing there's a saving throw involved.
Oh, there's many saving throws. Oh no.
Yeah, this is a mean one.
That's not a good saving
I
throw.
may have just killed her.
So she drinks it, and as it goes down, suddenly you see like her eyes change, and even though she had a rough voice, it seems even rougher than usual, and suddenly it's almost as if she's possessed, and you hear like a man's voice come out of her, and she's like, "I'm free at last." Oh, that stupid elf. And then she looks at Prue, and she's like, "Oh, you tried to have me as an entertainment? How dare you!"
Yeah, whatever, Headless Bill. Get out of there. I'm just gonna full-on punch her. I'm gonna rage and spirit barbarian punch the ghost out of her.
Okay. So you rage, you punch her right in the face, and then it's like a Doctor Strange where you see like the soul come out of her, and you see like the evil spirit leave, and he's like, "Oh, not again!" And then it like comes out, and then you see Leela just like unconsciously crash her head onto the table, and she's completely out, and her face is like right in the other side onions.
Enjoy your night,
Dougie,
officers.
your onions were ruined by Leela. Her face is not in them.
Me, good, actually.
Awful. That is awful.
Good.
All
Serves
right.
you
Well,
right.
the good news is it looks like you took her out for a good time.
I guess back to headquarters.
Well, do you finish all the food? I mean, you guys
Oh,
ordered
yeah,
a
we
lot
still
of
have
food.
it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have a great time. Oh my god, I have 40 gold pierces to burn through.
In fact, now that
now
she shut up, Basil will have an entree too.
Yeah.
All right, so look at all the food. Oh, you got your desserts too.
Yeah. The Revenant Velvet Cake. That's very nice.
Yeah, there's a whole menu at the Spirits. Also, the only place in the city that serves Old Woody.
Now, wait, what's the gold? Oh, the gold Woody is the same as Soul Woody, just with gold in it.
So Old Woody, if you remember, has been around for many, many years in the Roll for Combat continual universe, and has grown in legendary status and has continued to morph. Classic Old Woody is a concoction that is so strong that it only can be brewed and served in wooden containers that actually are usually so old that they actually have not just wood on them, but usually a little bit of mold and lichen and things like that. And otherwise, they'll actually just burn through glass and, So that's why, it's the Old Woody. If you remember, we first encountered that way back when we were playing Iron Gods. And
Yes,
that's
right.
way back then. Since then, there has been new developments. There's Mold Woody, which is Old Woody, but with many, many flakes of mold. It sort of adds to the texture and the flavor. There's Bold Woody, which is a stronger, more potent version of Old Woody. That's sort of like firewater, if you will. There's Cold Woody, which Prue will actually take Old Woody Classic, and then she uses her frost spell on it to make it deathly cold. So it's crazy, crazy cold. There's Gold Woody, and where there's actual flakes of gold inside of Classic Woody. Sort of like Goldschlager.
That was to rip off the college kids.
Yes, that's the rip off the college kids in the Taurus. And then there's Soul Woody, which is the special concoction designed only by Prue and only can be done by Prue, and where she actually takes a soul and puts it into Old Woody, and then when you drink it, there's a chance of you astral project for a few seconds, and you see yourself while you're drinking it, or you get possessed by another soul. One of those two. Why, did you want to try some, Low Man?
No, thanks. I'll stick to my sparkling water.
Yeah, you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
And right now, Brixley is the sole proprietor and creator of Soul Woody, who is from the Plaguestone podcast. So it's all coming around. It's all coming full circle. So you have another fun night of debauchery, drinking, eating, and Leela's still like totally passed out. And you were done. You finished your 40 gold pieces worth of food. All of you are stuffed to the gills. It's nighttime. What do you do?
Well, we gotta deliver. What's her name?
Leela.
Leela. We gotta deliver Leela back safe and sound. So
Yeah.
let's go do that.
And that's where we sleep, so... Right?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you can stay there.
Call it a night.
All right, you drag her back.
Meanwhile, she didn't tell us anything, right?
We didn't get anything out of her.
Yeah,
Nope.
I'm hoping that she'll be so impressed in the morning by showing us a good time that first she'll be a little bit calmer because she'll be hungover, but second she'll cough up the info. That's what I'm hoping.
Definitely different than the lieutenant, that's for sure.
This is not Edgewatch no more.
No, definitely not.
So you go back to Crestwatch. You get some rooms for yourself. You find out where Leela sleeps. No one at the Crestwatch seems very surprised that she's blackout drunk. they like
They're not surprised?
no, not surprised at all.
That's actually believable.
And they see you like dragging her in, and they sort of help you bring her over to her bunk.
What do you do with drunken captain? What do you do with drunken
Then
captain?
I guess you wake up bright and early. And
Early in the morning.
you get up bright and early, and what do? You're up.
Well, let's find out how Layla is doing. Let's rebel rouse her and see what she see how bright. She's actually probably fine. She's probably
Yeah.
it's just like it's just another day. Let's find out.
So you go back into the office,
Yeah.
and she comes in not quite as graceful as last night, and not quite as
Good.
immaculate of a posture. And she looks at you and gives Gomez a big old pat on the back, and it's like, well, you might be land-lubbing Star Watch, but you sure know how to show a girl a good time.
Yay!
I haven't had a drink that strong since I accidentally messed up my rum with seawater. That was a mighty fine drink. It takes a lot to knock me out, elf and all. We don't sleep, but wow,
That's true.
that was worth it. So what do you need? What help can I do for you? Because unfortunately, I sure lost a lot of work when I was passed out there. I got to catch up on a mountain of paperwork. So let's make this quick, snappy. Hurry up.
Basil, you want to take it?
We need to dig into the whole issue of the washboard dogs. We understand that they were actually working with the skin saw cult, and they were probably in charge of, getting the skin saw cult bodies for their experiments and also money for whatever projects they had going on. So we need any sort of leads you have on where to find them, how to maybe infiltrate them or get more information from them.
Diplomacy check. You can do that publicly. And you all have hero points, don't forget.
Oof.
16, you rolled a 4. What you gonna
that's not
do?
great.
Got a hero point?
Can I?
I'm gonna go ahead and hero
Chime in.
point since I'm not expecting us to get to fighting just yet. I realize it's kind of a metagamey sort of answer, but
Hey, you can do it. It's fine. It's part of the game.
nice, much better.
That's better.
31? Did you just roll a 19? You went from a 4 to a 19?
I did.
That's an excellent use of a hero point.
That was a successful hero point. She listens to you and says, I'll tell you what, as long as this little goblin over here takes me out for another drink in the near future, I'll tell you everything you need to know. Deal?
If our investigation proves fruitful and successful, oh boy, we'll go out. I got a whole bunch of places I could show you.
If it leads to an arrest and a conviction.
She spits on her hand and puts it out, waiting for Gomez to do the same.
Absolutely.
All right, you do the old spit in a handshake 2 bits. Dun dun. All right, well, I can tell you right now, the washboard dogs and the doughbill sweepers, that's their main rival. They wouldn't seem like rivals on paper, their turfs don't dramatically intersect, and their operations are discreet. The dogs run a protection racket, and money laundering scheme, whereas the sweepers deal in illegal alchemical goods. Nonetheless, after members from both gangs started brawling in the Lucky Nimbus Casino a few weeks ago over cards and were expelled from the establishments, the dogs and the sweepers have been locked in a heated gang war ever since. She continues to flip through her papers. Oh, this might be helpful. I can tell you that the sweepers, they recruit from the flunkies and the dropouts of Absalon's alchemical guilds. The gang forgoes crafting potions or drugs in favor of charm serums, steroidal decoctions, and explosive bombs. The washboard dogs are very easily identified by their namesake, decorated washboards, which they actually wear on their body and use them as shields in brawls. They also use them to intimidate others by putting pipes up and down the washboards. She looks through some more notes.
They wear washboards.
Yeah,
That is so not intimidating.
they wear washboards and they use them as shields.
Do they form
do they
a
have-
jug
are-
band as
Yeah,
well?
are they a jug band?
I'm sorry. That's supposed to be serious. That's just the image that comes to
Absolutely,
mind.
it absolutely does. Got that mouth harp going.
I'm bracing myself for a hoedown.
You might have one. And she looks through more. She's like, well, the washboard dogs are constantly on the move and have no centralized base of operations. The sweepers control a large number of safe houses and hideouts, making it very difficult to pinpoint where their leader, Bloody Bertha, might be at any given time. Previous hideouts have burnt down due to lab fires that got out of hand, but I believe one of their current hideouts is an abandoned schoolhouse, and it's rumored also to be haunted. And finally, there's a little bit more to the animosity between these gangs than a simple game of cards going awry. You see, many years ago, Bloody Bertha and Marissa Joan, those are the leaders of the gang, they were very close friends. And when their first gang house was raided and Marissa was arrested, she ratted out Bertha in exchange for a reduced sentence. Bertha has never forgiven her, and John has never been able to set up a permanent base of operations for fear of an attack from her old rival. And this spat over the Lucky Nimbus ban might be the final push necessary for the gang leaders to put an end to their rivalry permanently. That's all I know, but it looks like you have a bit of work cut out for you, because not only are the washboard dogs involved, but they're currently in war with the double sweepers. I have a feeling you're going to have to deal with both of them.
Well, I mean, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So maybe we make an alliance with these sweepers.
It's not a bad idea. I'm sure you'll be able to find them. As I said, they're pretty easy to spot. As I said, the washboards, well, they carry around washboards. Double sweepers, on the other hand,
Carry
they're
around
always
brooms?
wearing, No, they actually cover their faces with red. That's their gang colors. Here, I got some pictures of what they look like. Let me see. I can pull some out if you wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like after what we've been through, that this should be a walk in the park.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, I mean, this is
It'll be downright
domestic
relaxing.
cleanings. These are dueling domestic cleaning services.
That's
You
really
know, it's
funny.
really,
It's really
this is a little bit nicer than skinning people alive.
Don't take it for granted. I tell you, these gang members, they're still gang members, and they're still plenty deadly. Here we go. Here's a sketch of a washboard tough.
Oh, come on.
God, you gotta be kidding me.
Sorry, we've been fighting like demons and golems and shit. And now this guy.
Oh my god,
That's
Well, what-
hilarious.
that is hilarious.
He's got a lead pipe.
That is is great.
It's an angry newsie. Oh
he's
no!
got a rebel yell going on.
That is from a comedy movie.
Is that Michael Myers? That looks like Michael Myers from Goldmember, kind of mixed with Luigi.
Oh my god! And there's
And here's what a double sweeper look like. So if you see these on the
Wow.
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our shoe shine boxes.
I mean, I guess it's not a chimney sweeper. It looks
It's like
some
a
kind of
Grey
poker.
Garden's Pinky Blinders.
that's actually a good mashup there.
They have a belt full of potions, though.
Yeah,
I like
they
that.
do. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Is that a like fireplace poker?
Yes.
Wow, that is great.
So yes, the double sweepers you can see have brooms and fireplace pokers, but lots of potions because they deal in illegal alchemical activities. While
They actually have brooms, really? Wow. I'm so not impressed.
It's like, you know what this is? Oh my god, this is
Mary Poppins.
No, what's the one with not Escape to the Bronx, but
Gangs of New York.
no,
Yeah.
no, the 70s movie.
Right.
The
Warriors. It's Warriors.
This is the
Come out to
Warriors.
play.
Washboard dogs, come out and play.
That's what it is. Oh my god. Okay.
Didn't you want a relaxation? You've had nothing but like death and destruction.
I got to tell you, like from what we faced last episode, these guys they're adorable. Adorable is the word. They are adorable.
Is this the first? Is this the same author as the previous?
No, this is actually, I think Ron Lundeen wrote this one.
Okay.
And he's the, let me check. I'm actually curious. Let's see.
We should always credit the authors and the designers.
You're correct.
Yes.
Oh, no, Jason Keeley wrote this. Actually, Jason's a fantastic author.
Nice.
He's actually one of my favorites. He also was very silly. So, yes, there's your marks. Are you going to be a jet all the way or a shark?
I think we want to join the sweepers,
Yeah, definitely sweepers.
so we can take the fight to these bastards with the washboards. I mean, what are they gonna do? Threaten to do my laundry?
You've been listening to Roll for Combat, Agents of Edgewatch. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com.